How you feeling, man?
Good. Yeah, feel healthy, feel good. Just got to recover with this nose thing, whatever, how long it takes.
How to breathe again?
Yeah. But yeah, all good.
That's basically the first question I had is, like, how long are we looking at for when you can be back in the game?
Right now it's 2 weeks, as in, I won't be training, no contact yet, and then after that it's basically just how I feel. There's a lot of things. Doctors say a month and a half, 2 months. Other people say whenever I feel good. So yeah, I think we're gonna take it by the weeks. 2 weeks from now, I'm hoping to start to hop into training.
Cool.
Yeah.
And then obviously, like, the game where it all happened, great game, great assist there, kind of a viral moment on social media as well. What was that like, I guess? I'm sure you got tons of messages throughout that whole night, the next day.
Yeah.
What was that? Just give some of the experience for us.
I think it was unexpected. I didn't think, it was that big of a deal on my part. I think it was just like he broke his nose, it happens in sports. But I guess, to the public, it was pretty cool. And, to be able to say that's just my personality. Like, I didn't think anything of it. That's just what I did. And to be able to have that be known and a lot of people take, pride in that and show that that's grit, that's determination. It's pretty cool because that's just me. So I think it was pretty cool to have people talk about just my decisions as a normal person and what I thought at that moment. But yeah, I think it went viral. It was kind of funny. Yeah.
And I'm sure you've heard the quote from Pochettino, obviously, as well. Just thoughts on that, and does that kind of encompass maybe, kind of like you said, like the way you play the game?
Yeah, I think, what he meant, of course, is like the determination, the grit, the attitude to push through things, right, and come out with something. So I think, I guess it does, it does explain the type of person I am and the type of player I am because, I could have easily came out at that moment, but that's just not what was going to happen. I didn't, go 2.5 weeks for a moment like that to just be taken away, right? I think I'm going to push through and showcase myself and being able to, represent the country and yeah, I think it was a cool moment and yeah.
And then I know you haven't been back in training, but getting to know some of the new guys that have been brought into the team over the offseason, what's it been like? Just how they've been able to integrate with the team?
Yeah, today was the first day back at the facility, so I met a lot of the guys, had some small talks with them, but literally probably nothing. I think this trip to Palm Springs will be a very good trip for me to be able to become not be able to train and be in training, but to get to know the guys, connect with them, and be a leader off the field.
Thanks.
Yeah.
How was it getting to know Pochettino and the staff over the course of those couple of weeks?
Yeah, I think the whole staff, whether it was the coaching staff, the medical, the media, they made it very comfortable for everybody, to come into camp and be themselves and understand that you got everything else is okay. You just focus on playing, and they made it a very smooth camp. It was very hard. It's not easy on them. You got players coming in from preseason, from off season, and you got a week and a half to prepare them for 2 big games. So the workload and everything they did, the fitness and all that was very well managed, and I felt really good going into those games.
And so where's your mindset in terms of what are the things you have to do to get invited back in by Poach for, I guess, Nations League, Gold Cup, all the other stuff coming up this year?
Yeah, I think it's a big year, in general for soccer, and I think for me it's getting on the field as quick as I can, and then continuing to what I did last year, but I want another level. Like there's more to me that I need to show and put out there. And I think for me it's double-digit goals, double-digit assists, and just being that guy. Work defensively, having my GPS numbers be the top, running more, working more, both off the ball, on the ball, offense, defense. I think that's going to showcase the player I am, and that's going to allow the team to see me as this leader because I can be this attacking guy that's going to be scoring goals, but I'll also make sure I'm doing the work on both sides of the ball.
How critical is it for like Diogo, Dom, Lockie, some of the other guys that came in kind of late season last year to have this preseason to really lock in on the game model and develop chemistry with you and the other guys?
I think it's big. I think for them personally taking care of what they need to be, what they need to do for themselves to feel the best coming into the season, and then also implementing, getting to know the players on and off the field. What are each player's strengths that I'm going to be playing with? What are their weaknesses? What are things we can work on? And what is he going to do for me that, when I have the ball? What's the plan? What's going to happen here? Reading each other's mind and just building that chemistry, I think, is the number one thing. And I think these trips are huge for it when we head out of town and are together in a hotel for a while.
Last thing for me, Kurt did a bunch of media yesterday, Pablo over the last couple of weeks, but they all talked about getting a little bit better. Pablo always talks about 1% better every day, but last year, you got a great recognition award from the league, Young Player of the Year. The team had 59 points.
Yeah.
What are the things that the club needs to do, the team needs to do to improve upon a very good 2024?
Yeah, I think we need to clean up, clean up just mistakes. Silly mistakes that were made and avoidable. I think that's what we can do, that we gave up a lot of silly goals, a lot of goals that weren't needed. And then also scoring more goals. We got to, I think in the end of the season, we couldn't put the ball in the net. And I think that's something that we need to lock in more. We need to get our attackers in goal more in training. We need to get them locked in. We need to get them, whatever it is. We need to practice finishing with our kneecap, with our shoulder. It doesn't matter. We gotta make sure that, all of our attackers have that goal mentality where, whatever it is, I'm gonna score. I'm gonna make something happen. I think that's gonna be huge this year. And then, of course, just being more secure in the back, I think, is definitely gonna, change it a lot if we can do that this year.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, nice hair.
Thank you.
Is the blonde the new Diego? Is that you sticking with that?
Yeah, we'll see. I think I'll probably get it done one more when I start to play. When I get back into it, maybe in a month, I'll get it redone, and then after that, we'll see. But I do like it, and it's cool. Yeah.
Nice. Any new tats you want to show off? Or?
Not that I know of. This one I got at the end of last year. Maybe you guys didn't see it as much or stuff, but yeah, it was one that I got at the end of the season. But yeah.
Meaning on that?
Yeah, it's just a Jesus piece, and I'm very proud and put my faith in the Lord a lot. So I think putting him on my neck is a very noticeable out there type of thing for people to understand that he's a part of me. He's what I am relying on a lot during tough times and stuff. So putting him out there, he's a big piece of me and someone that has helped me through everything. So I think just putting it out there for myself and for everybody is just what it is. Awesome.
And then along with that, like what part of your game are you trying to zero in on? You said maybe precision.
Yeah, I think this year, I think I'm feeling good physically. I think I want to get to the best shape that I've been in this year. I want to get to the top. I want to get to a very feel good position, and then I think off that a lot's going to come with that. I think I think a lot of my skills and stuff that are already strengths are going to get stronger, and then on top of that, I think scoring with both feet, headers, whatever it is, I need to get better with taking longer shots outside the box. I think it's something that I didn't do as much as I wanted to, and that's something that I need to do.
Awesome. Thanks.
Yeah.
Diego, you're an impressive young man, on and off the field.
Thank you.
How are you adjusting to the pressures that come with being the next player, the next phenom for the United States?
Yeah, I think there's pressure every day, right? Whatever you're doing, whatever job you have, I think there's a lot of pressure. I think right now, a lot is focused on just playing for RSL. I think the main focus is whatever I'm able to do and put 100% into performing for RSL, that's going to lead me to other doors that open in the future. So I think for me, it's coming in here, into the gym, into the facility every day, this year, and making sure I'm locked in, no off days, kind of doing what I need to do and more. And I think for me, that's going to be a big key this year, is for me to just make sure I'm on it and I do what I need to do, and hopefully things will open up for me.
Awesome. What about off the field? Is it all bluey all the time, or what are some of the things you like to do outside of soccer?
Yeah, I think outside of soccer, there's everybody's got stuff going on. It's difficult with family, with everyone, and I think that comes with a lot of stress, a lot of pressure, a lot of things put on your plate that a lot of people don't know about, right? And that I've opened up about the mental health stuff and about looking up to the Lord and stuff like that. So I think for me, it's those two things that have been very helpful for me. Therapy sessions is a weekly thing for me, where I go in there and I work through things, I explain, I talk things out, and that's what's, I think, going to be a huge thing for me this year that allows me, and I have big goals and big plans off the field when it comes to mental health and an organization that I want to create, a charity that I want to start, and that's one of the open goals that I want to do this year. And I've been doing a lot of planning and a lot of thinking, and I'm very excited for that to happen off the field.
We can't commend you enough for that kind of effort, because you're not alone.
Yeah.
Everyone, lots of people have
exactly.
the
Yep.
same things.
Exactly.
But they don't have the added pressures that having the spotlight of being a superstar player like yourself. So
yeah.
Commend you for that. But what about this year's team?
Yeah.
How are you going to? Can you become the leader this team needs? Because a lot of players have left that probably have some big responsibilities and leadership roles.
Definitely. Yep. That's pro sports, right? It's just in one year, out the other. New team, new staff. You never know. So I think this year, like I said, I think I'm the type of player. Put it out there. I'm not a type of player that's going to lead by talking and by hyping guys up and come on, let's do this. I'm the leader that I'm going to do what I need to do on the field and more. I'm going to showcase myself. I'm going to perform well. I'm going to run for my teammates. I'm going to do all this type of stuff. And being as this number 10 player that I am, and attacking player, with this stigma of not defending, that's not going to be me. I'm going to make sure that my whole team knows that I'll score goals, but I'm also going to do the defensive work, and you better have my back. You better be there for me when I'm pressing. You better do this. You better run for me as I'm going to run for you. And that's the type of player that I want to be this year, and the leader that I want to be is by the way I play and showcase myself.
Any players that you like to emulate that we might not know about specifically? I mean, the obvious.
Yeah, I think, to be honest, not really. I think I'd say I'm my own player. I guess just how I grew up and stuff. My favorite player is Marco Royce. Back when he was at Borussia Dortmund, it was just somebody that I grew up watching. Just, I guess a player that I just liked to see. He was just fun to watch. He had a cool, how he carried himself and stuff like that. So I think that's it. But yeah.
Did you get to meet him last year? Did pass across last year?
No, we played him too early before he came over. So yeah, hopefully this year I can ask for his jersey, because that would mean a lot, and that'd be pretty cool.
If we knock out the Costa Rican team in CONCACAF, Galaxy are next.
Oh yeah? Okay, awesome. So we will be seeing guys.
There you go.
Awesome.
I forgot to mention this before, but Trey mentioned the Young Player of the Year award.
Yeah.
And the Royals had a Young Player of the Award winner in Ali. She said you reached out to her.
Yeah.
What was that like? And I guess how do you feel like maybe for both organizations to have like this up and coming talent? How does that help?
No, I think it wasn't anything that it was just what I needed to do at that moment. She's worked hard, extremely hard. She's gone through a lot. She's put herself in that position. So to reach out and be able to just give her the recognition she deserves, I think is what everybody should be doing, right? I think it was a very cool moment. I'm very proud of her, and that's exciting for her, and for both organizations to connect and be one, I think is a big thing that will build chemistry all around this place and on the daily basis.
Awesome. Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Last thing, we brought up the CONCACAF. Are you excited for that opportunity to have continental competition?
Yeah, I think it's going to be super cool. I think it's going to be an environment that not a lot of guys are used to. I think that's the coolest thing. You're going to go to Costa Rica, where there's going to be diehard fans. These people are going to throw stuff. It's just a different country. You're going to a different country. You're going to experience different things. A different language is going to be all you hear out there. So I think for a lot of guys that maybe not have experienced something like that, it's going to be pretty cool to put them on this on this seat and kind of be like, here you go, his first game of the season. How about that? You know, how are you gonna turn up to a game like this? And I you know, from past experience, I feel like a game like this is gonna be a lot of just grit, just 50-50s, hard work. So we'll see who's up for it, I think, on that night.
Sorry, Emeka Nelly, what was it like being in camp with him, and what did you see from him in that environment over those 2 weeks?
Yeah, I think the first, it's kind of weird because he's older, right? But the first thing is, you know, I'm just extremely proud of him. Like, to have him called in camp is one thing. Like, wow, that's awesome. Extremely proud. But to be there, you know, I know you guys aren't there every day, but to be there every day with him, and he was putting in the work. He was doing what he needed to do, and you know, showcase that on the game like that he had, right? With a great performance and getting an assist on his debut. I think it's the work that he puts in that is what he's going to get out, right? So I think I'm extremely proud of him. It was pretty cool to experience it and then be able to come back home to Utah and have a homie that you share this moment with, and that was pretty cool. So I think that's really awesome, and yeah, I'm just proud of him, happy for him, and yeah.
Yeah, it had been, I think, a decade since RSL had multiple players play for the U.S. in the same game, and then for both you guys to get assists,
it's crazy.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Everybody here is super happy.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.